Cut out the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. Wow, it's incredible. The world suddenly grew a freaking brain overnight. No, it did and it didn't. Let's talk about what's going on now, folks. It's not okay to support Hamas. Well, I wonder why. What has changed? Let's talk about all of it. Let's cover a couple of things. Now, the other day, you and I were talking, we reported that France said that they were going to deport all Hamas terrorist type supporting people. And Emmanuel Macron, the French president, decided the same thing. Again, came out and stated, if you support Hamas, right? If you want to, cause any trouble, raise your voice, make a scene, you're gone, you're done, you're out of France. Now, it continues. In England, the Prime Minister says if you support Hamas, or terrorism for that matter, that is a crime punishable with up to 14 years in prison. No shit. Supporting terror is a crime. Did we or did we not discuss the New York City nightclub that held a fucking fundraiser for Hamas? I'm like, you're not allowed to raise money and then give it to terrorists. You're not allowed to make money. You're not allowed to give money to terrorists. That's wrong. It's supporting terrorism. You're not allowed to use a bank to do it. Everything, right? Anyways, in England, you just support it by whatever the hell that means. You encourage it. You agree with it. Now, folks, right? There's got to be a limit here where you're allowed to have free speech, right? Oh, of course. That's my fear, though. But we'll get back to that. For now, all of a sudden, literally all of a sudden, these countries have realized, wait a minute, our peeps are committing crimes. Yes, they are. They're committing crimes. And Janet Yellen, that's right, old Yeller, from the Secretary of the Treasury Department, she decided to let everyone know that America can support more war in Israel and Ukraine. Not to worry, we can support all the wars that we have an appetite for. Really? Well, we'll talk more about that later tonight. All of a sudden, there's this great new appetite for war. Isn't that interesting? Fascinating. Okay, well, there's all kinds of news coming out over this. Right? Why was it? Oh, a Cornell University professor, not just a teacher, not just a teacher's aide, not just the students, but a professor at Cornell has decided to come out and say, hey, this whole Hamas terror thing is great. It's like, number one, you old fossil, where did you come from? Number two, you're an old fossil. The guy looked to be in at least his 70s, probably his 80s. He's been teaching at Cornell for how many decades? As a tenured professor, harboring hatred and anger for America and the love of terrorist organizations. How splendid is that? As scary as fuck is what it is. These people have been polluting the minds of everyone, and it's just the evidence we need to know that, yeah, it's true. These people are long-time supporters of destruction. Okay. This concept just gets better. It's either good or it's not. Is terrorism good or is it not? Make up your minds, folks. Make up your minds. Well, There's one little problem in all of this, and it's always the risk when government decides it's going to punish something. Right? Now all of a sudden they want to make supporting terror wrong. Now in America they haven't said it's wrong and you'll go to jail, right? But in France you're out of the country. In England, if you're a citizen, you go to jail for supporting Hamas and supporting terror. I want to know what support means, right? Just shouting yay? Now here's the deal. You want to support terror, you're going to lose funding. But at what point does it become a crime? At what point does it become a crime? That's where we're at. Well, we've learned in America a very nasty lesson. Is it Owen Schroyer is going to jail because he supported President Trump. You see, that's where I think they want to go with this. Yeah, the U.S., Joe Biden wants to send 2,000 troops. He's got them on alert to send them over to Israel to support their invasion of Gaza. You mean Israel needs American support to enter what amounts to an LZ, a land, a small area to occupy, to deal with? We need the American military to invade a shithole of a city? No, it's ridiculous. Joe's trying to look like a war hero, a war president. It's absolutely ridiculous. My concern is these people. My concern is these people are going to outlaw free speech. Wow. What the hell was that? Okay. My concern is they're going to outlaw free speech. Absolutely anything, any support for anyone or anything that they don't agree with, and call it terror. They believe that being a Republican and supporting President Trump is dangerous, that you should have your mind right. You see the connection there between being jailed and being treated for a mental illness if you support Trump, which they think is a form of terrorism, and the fact that we see real terrorism out there. Now, the Hamas terrorists actually kill people, and they call that terrorism. But they also think that being like Trump kills people. They think that being opposed to homosexuality means you're committing genocide. They take a fantasy in their mind, they call it reality, they compare it to real terror, and then they want to come after you. That's the real concern here, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm glad France is going to get rid of the scumbags. Yeah, I'm glad England, if you fund or support terrorism, is going to throw your ass in jail. They ought to do something like that in America. But there needs to be a distinction between reality and the fantasy, between the real world and the political world. Where someone doesn't like your political position, they're going to call it terrorism. Right, we've got environmental terrorists that will go around and set your business on fire. Right? They will do all things and destroy your business, your corporation, your company, your life, because of their love for the environment. Right? They'll support that left and right all day long. But, they'll say that just starting your engine is terrorism. That's how these people are. That's where their thinking is. Right? It's okay for them to commit acts of violence and destroy, I don't know, works of art in a museum. But it's not okay for you to go out and, get a job and support your family and pay your own way and pay your taxes. They don't agree with that. What's okay and what's not okay? What's okay and what's not? Chance favors the prepared mind is yours. We'll keep talking, folks. I'll see you tonight.